Yes, job people, this is Michael Shamai representing. I will say, Hail the Lion voice, saying it is time for the lions and the lionesses to tell their own story. King David killed Goliath with a stone, we original dread.
The fittest of the fittest shall survive. But people, open your eyes. Wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega representing for all lions and lionesses. With the lion's voice, we come to tell our story. Ras Tafari, live it. Hey, the lion's voice, Ras Tafari.
There. But within the Rastafari community, it's always chanting of Nyaya Bingi whenever we have a celebration of Black Liberation Day. Remember also you have Africa Liberation Day, Black Liberation Day. But what stands it is that we have not come to the sense in Africa and globally to put this day as a public island day, as a public holiday, so that it can bring consciousness to our brothers and sisters, including the African diaspora as the sixth region. And in short, I think I now will be able to can unpack today.
The year is 1892, and the land of Ethiopia has been experiencing 4 years of terrible famine and drought. They call it the Kikuken, or the evil days. At least 1/3 of the human population and 90% of the cattle have died. The hyenas have feasted on so many carcasses that they have become overweight and barely able to move. Just when the people could take no more of the evil days, a woman named Wasiro Yeshimabe is giving birth in a place called Erjersa Gora. This is her 9th attempt to bring forth new life. Her previous 8 attempts only resulted in death. Will this child live? Thankfully, a healthy baby boy is born. His first cries are drowned by thunder and lightning flashes across the night sky. The heavens open up and torrential rain starts to fall. Ethiopia's drought is over, and the baby boy is given the name Tafari, meaning one to be feared or respected. Lich Tafari's father, Ras Makunin, is a very important man in 1892 Ethiopia. Although he is overjoyed at the birth of his newborn son, he cannot spend much time with him. Ras Makunin is the governor of Harar and must get back to the famous walled city to deal with its affairs. Furthermore, he is the foreign minister of Ethiopia, and having traveled to different places in Europe, he is very aware of the material and military advances they have made and the looming threats they pose to his country. Ras Makunin knows that the majority of Ethiopians have no idea what is coming, and that he has to work that much harder to secure the realm. Lich Tafari would grow up to become the legendary emperor, Haile Selassie I. To understand his journey, we must first understand the Ethiopia that he was inheriting, and what it was like when he was born in 1892. Get your copy of Kwesi Bansu's book, Haile Selassie I, Ethiopia, Volume 1, The Rise of the Priestly Warrior Kings, and increase your knowledge about the history, politics, and culture of Ethiopia in 1892, and how it connects to the rest of African and world history at the time. Haile Selassie I, Ethiopia, Volume 1 is available for purchase at www.bookmanexpress.pub. Please visit for more information.
We're going forward to the Ras Sipho. Just introduce thyself and why is this day important, and what is the vibration on the ground, on the continent on this day, to the eye sound.
Rastafari greetings, Sijambo Africa, Molweni, Sani Bonani, Absheni. Dimadigwane Abuti, very important greetings to say that from Accra, from Ghana to Tanzania to Azania, it is important for I to contextualize the African Liberation Day. That even in Azania, we can say we have made an impact as a Rastafari community, that now the governments and the state are starting to observe the African Liberation Month, not the African Liberation Day only. We've also picked up, like I said, to my elder Bongo Greece, passing my greetings to the empresses, Empress Queen Mother Moses, Palesa the Flower, Addis Ababa, Queen Mother also we have connected many times. Mama Kaina, we still give thanks. Empress Walete, we still give thanks to come through in this session. Raskwasi, very important that we always talk about 1963, but we'll forget 1958 in Ghana, 15 April, the Africa Uhuru Day. There were only 8 African countries who were free that time, and Ethiopia was there. But 1963, there were 32. But 2002 in eThekwini, Durban, when we changed OAU to AU, there were already 54. So it is important that when we recall the teachings of His Majesty, reminding us in 1963 about Ainai Ama Gideon that has passed, that Ainai we are being reborn. Ainai we are also asserting our position, our authority in world affairs. So it is important for Ainai as we are reasoning. In Azania tomorrow, the government will be in Vilagasi Street, the famous street of Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela and Desmond Tutu. They are doing the celebration there. But within the Rastafari community, you know, it's always chanting of Nyaya Bingi whenever we have a celebration of Black Liberation Day. Remember also you have Africa Liberation Day, Black Liberation Day. But what stands, it is that we have not come to the sense in Africa and globally to put this day as a public island day, as a public holiday, so that it can bring consciousness to our brothers and sisters, including the African diaspora as the 6th region. And in short, I think Ainai will be able to unpack today what has held Ainai back, why the ECOSOC, why diaspora in the AU has not been active, why the Rastafari community have been so stagnant on overstanding the geopolitics of Africa, the challenges we see in Congo, in Somalia, in Mozambique, many challenges that we see in the African continent. But also, how do we use the teachings of His Majesty that we know very well that even the leaders of Africa, the former president of South Africa, Thabo Mbeki, often quoted Emperor Haile Selassie. Very important for Ainai to also know that the unity of Africa is one of the challenges that we are having. The challenges that we are facing is of unity, and we need to even emphasize the role of the mothers in this search for the unity, the role of our daughters, the role of our brethren or the youth in the Rastafari, but also how does Rastafari diplomacy overstand that we have a role to play in uniting Africa and the African living spora. So in short, I will say that we give thanks for this day, but we still need more to have this day as a public island day, and we still have to recall, as Bongo Greece was talking of the Pan-African Congress, the first of its kind. Today I'm reminded of the one in 1974 in Tanzania, that is almost 50 years, that the 6th Pan-African Congress in Tanzania of Walter Rodney, Ambassador Dudley Thompson, those who have played a key role also of bringing us together to can understand that the liberation of Africa is vital and is necessary. I give thanks.
Well, millions of Africans were stolen and taken in bondage and suffered terrible acts of terrorism. Well, millions of Africans were stolen and taken in bondage and suffered terrible acts of terrorism. Well, it's best that we live out west, living in this life full of stress. Can't you see the government couldn't care less? Work every day, can't see no progress. So it's best that we live out west, living in this life full of stress. Can't you see the government couldn't care less? Work every day, can't see no progress. See them slave for paychecks, Work every day, grow old from the stress. The days they're getting cold in the west. Remember we were bought and sold for gold down in the west. I check in my history and I see the sweat from our back to them country. Black people hungry still for the money, them a robber, them a steal. Funny cause the slave got to face $100 bill for real. Y'all can act like it ain't a big deal, but I got to stand for the black. Color of my skin could have never changed that. No, the slave master thought y'all never talk back, but I must react. See them on the war with Iraq, and my people them dying from the ears and crack. They lack basic things that they need, so they taste the Benjamins. Living life second class citizens. Time to look within. Time for Ali Selassie, I King of Kings, and Ethiopia there from the beginning. Well, ancient memories as it was, miss the soul of the people. So it's best that we leave out the rest. Living in this life full of stress. Can't you see the government couldn't care less? Work every day, can't see no progress. So it's best that we leave out the rest. Living in this life full of stress. Can't you see the government couldn't care less? Work every day, they still come to a rest.
Distant shores, beautiful faces, take me to the Niger. To behold creation, look at the lions and tigers. Mother Africa, so majestically attired. Crown from her head to her toe with gold and sapphire. Platinum, copper, rubber and manganese. Tried anciently along the ancient seas. Under the blue now fall, sipping my ancient trees. Bathing in the hot springs, putting the structure at ease. Life is hell in the west, it's full time we all leave. $10 for a spliff, what's this?